Welcome to another video tutorial from Hosting Studio. Today we are going to see the new greatly simplified web-based setup in order to launch and configure your one-click ANON VPS masternode solution by Hosting Studio. No more connection by SSH required in order to activate your new one-click masternode, but simply a web-based setup. So all you need is basically your internet browser like Edge or Chrome or Firefox or whatever we want. When you register, you receive a welcome email when you purchase your VPS masternode one-click solution by Hosting Studio. And basically that email will contain also an attachment as a PDF that contains very useful instructions that you might require occasionally if you want to do any advanced maintenance of your masternode. But for the sake of having your masternode ready and for the sake of this video, all you need to know basically is to have a look at the details. There is a VPS control panel listed under services in hostingstudio.eu if you want to restart your server, if you want to reinstall the operating system and start all over again. But you also have in the welcome email the details of your server and the root password. But as I said, you don't need any connection by SSH, you don't need any root password, although it is provided to you for the setup, which has now been greatly simplified. So all you need to do basically is to click on this particular link here in order to launch the web-based setup. When you do click right there, this is what happens. A new Chrome window will open up in your computer. Obviously, if you do not have Chrome, like in our case as your default browser, it will be your default browser, but we do recommend for maximum compatibility that you please use Chrome. So as you see here, we have a video embedded, which is this very video that you're watching. In case you ever get confused, you can refer to all the steps, including the local wallet that we will complete in just a few minutes, and therefore you can refer to this video if you need. As it says here, all you need to do is to click on this button here, which we're going to do in a minute. Just make yourself a coffee or a cup of tea and enjoy your masternode being prepared fully automatically for you. At the end of the process, there will be, and we will see it, a message that you need to pay attention to. So you need to basically be very careful not to be too quick, because you will have to copy a couple of bits of information from that final message in order to proceed with your local wallet setup. So here we show you, we demo the new setup web-based. So you click right here, and as you can see, initializing setup, please wait. So what is actually happening is that you will see the results of the installation right here in the window of your browser, and at the moment the server is basically being initialized. It's downloading the files that will be needed for your automated setup to start. The entire process takes roughly anything between 15 and 20 minutes. It depends obviously on the speed of the ANON network, because as you can see here, we are going to download the bootstrap from their official website. So as you can see, it has started. You don't need to scroll down because the setup will automatically place the newest updated lines at the very top, and therefore you don't need to scroll down. We are already at 7% and an estimated time of completion of about 5 minutes. So we are lucky today because the network is actually quite fast at the moment with ANON. For the sake of this video, obviously, you don't want to watch paint dry, as it were. I'm going to stop and pause this video, and I will show you right before the final message what are the final steps that you will see on the screen. Just a few minutes later, the file has already started to extract the blockchain into the correct folder. This step is obviously something that we do for you so that you won't have to wait for absolutely hours upon hours for your masternode to download the entire blockchain into your wallet setup. And therefore, instead of waiting for so many hours, we compress pretty much the blockchain into one giant file that will be extracted inside the directory, so that, as I said, you won't have to wait for the full sync to complete. It won't be long now before it completes this step. Obviously, it will also automatically delete this 8 point something gigabyte file that has been downloaded soon after it has been extracted, so you don't have to worry about that. There will not be any space wasted on your masternode one-click solution by Hosting Studio, because the automation takes care of all of these steps. As you will see in a minute, the script will also install firewall rules for you, so it will make sure that unwanted traffic will be filtered out and only the traffic in between masternodes will be allowed, as it should be, and will also install an automatic checkup that every 5 minutes, as you can see now, it has moved to the firewall rules right here, and it's now pausing to clean up. As I was saying, it will also install a checkup that every 5 minutes will check if your ANOND process is running. If not, it will automatically bring it back up to line for you, so the worst that your masternode will ever be offline for may be, in the worst case scenario, just 5 minutes, enough not to lose your rank and your place within the payout list. So now we are basically just waiting for this cleanup to complete, and you will see that in a minute the server will return the masternode private key, and also it will confirm that the setup has been successful, and will also give us the string, the personalized string that will allow the local wallet setup, which we're going to do in just a little while, to connect to the masternode. This is why the warning at the beginning was for you to please ensure that you read this message, which we are going to see in a second, all the way down, because it contains some very, very important information that you need to copy before you proceed with the masternode setup at local wallet level. So, as you can see, it is extremely easy. It can be run from a tablet or a computer or even a smartphone. As you see here, as I was saying, it says masternode setup server-side completed and started successfully. So what we now need to do is to copy this exclusive masternode private key. Please do not reveal this key to anyone. In our case, obviously, this test will be destroyed after the video, and therefore we can safely reveal it, but you please do not reveal it to anyone at all. So I have prepared here a file which is called mymasternodekey.txt. So I'm going to paste this one and keep it safe in my local Windows computer. Then I go back here, and here, as you can see, we have listed the steps that you need to do in your local wallet, but I am also explaining these very steps to you in the remainder of this video in just a few minutes, but just in case you need them in writing, you also have them here if you want to copy them. So you now have to copy this unique string and we also place it in our file right here in our Windows, and we save this file so that we have our information safe. So now we need to pay attention to this particular notice here, and it says please secure your server, ensuring that this script cannot be run again. What does it mean? Obviously, because this is a web-based setup, now you need to ensure that these files that have set up your server will not be available for any other malicious user to actually tamper with your server. So now we basically proceed to delete these files that have allowed us to make such a simple setup of our server. So we click here, yes, I want to secure my server now. You will be asked whether you have copied the masternode private key. Yes, we have. So we click on OK, otherwise click on cancel. Please proceed to copy 1 and 2 strings into a TXT file before you actually click on OK. As you can see, the procedure to delete all of these folders and files that have made this very easy one-click masternode setup will take roughly 100 seconds, so I'm going to pause the video yet again to show you what will happen at the end of these 100 seconds. Only just a bunch of seconds left. As it says here, at the end of this process, the page will no longer be seen in your browser. This is normal and expected behavior. So do not worry if what you're going to see right now happens. The site can't be reached because this is exactly what you want. You do not want anyone else to access to the web setup of your server, which has now been totally eradicated and erased from your node. So your one-click solution by Hosting Studio is now safe. Nobody can tamper with your server any longer. So now we need to go and prepare our local wallet. We need basically three files. One is contained, or rather 2 are contained right here in this file that you will see on this link, which we're also going to put in the description of this video, so you don't have to worry about it. At the time of recording this video, the latest version is 1.3.0. It may be a later version if you watch, obviously, this video a few months down the line. And also you will need to download the ANON full node wallet.exe. At the moment I am talking, this is version 1.1.2. Again, it may be a different version, a more up-to-date version if you watch this video a few months down the line. And therefore, what I have done, I have created an ANON folder as a subfolder of my C drive. So my main C drive is here. I have created a new folder called ANON right here, where I have extracted the 3 files that I just showed you. So the 2 files from here and the 1 file from here. Okay, so you will need this. And also, before you do anything, you need to launch this ANON full node wallet.exe at least once. Why? Because we need to create the data directory where all the blocks will be downloaded and where it will be stored. So in order to actually do that, as I said, we open and then close the wallet straight after. So after we've done this, we need to go to the search magnifying lens in our Windows machine, and we type %data dir, like data directory %. This will take us, I do apologize, it's actually the wrong command, it's not that, it's %app data %. And as you can see, it takes us to our app data roaming directory. Inside this directory, there is an ANON directory. Do not confuse, please, the 2 folders. This is where the executable files are sitting. This instead is the directory where you will find the masternode.conf file, the anon.conf, and also your wallet. So we do recommend that you make a good couple of copies of the wallet.dat, the masternode.conf, and also the anon.conf once your local wallet is up and running and properly configured. Now we need to download from assets.anonfork.io. There is a link also to this particular site in the description of the video. We need to download the bootstrap here on the local wallet. Remember, we did it at the server level. The script did it for us. It was fully automated so that we don't have to wait for hours upon hours of syncing. Now we do exactly the same thing at local wallet level. So we right click on anon bootstrap.zip, save link as, and we actually save it in the directory that I showed you a second ago, the percentage app data percentage directory. So right there, make sure that you actually do see blocks and chain state, and you save the anon.bootstrap in there. In our case, obviously, we have already done it, so that you don't have to wait for us to finish the download. Before we execute this download, what we need to do is we need to remove the temporary files that may have been created. So the blocks and the chain state, we actually deleted, okay? So I'm not going to do it now because obviously there is no point, as I have already processed the bootstrap. After you do that, then you right click on your zip and you choose extract here, and it will recreate the blocks and the chain state directory for you, and basically your local wallet will only need just a few minutes of your time for it to be fully synced. So if we now in fact launch the wallet, as you can see, there will be just a very short time required for the wallet to be fully synchronized with the blockchain. So even in this case, at local wallet, we have saved absolutely hours upon hours upon hours of wait, because it will not need to download the entire big blockchain again locally. As you can see here, in fact, it's synchronized at 99.98%. So it will only be just a matter of a few seconds before the wallet will be fully synchronized and will catch up with the blockchain. In fact, it just has, it says 100% fully synchronized. So now we can quit the wallet because we need to actually do a little operation. Actually, in order to do that little operation, I do apologize, we need the wallet up and running again. So we make sure that the wallet is actually up and running. I actually opened it a bit too quick, so there are still the tasks of the previous session. So we are going to now kill those to make sure that the wallet will actually launch, because I didn't wait long enough for the wallet to terminate successfully. So we launch the wallet, and as you can see, now it starts again. And while it is launching, we get ready. We go here to the magnifying lens again, and we type CMD, which will highlight the command prompt. We right click on the command prompt and select Run as Administrator. So now we are here and we need to move to the directory I showed you earlier with the executables. So cd c:\anon, for instance, in my case, this will take us to the directory where if you do dir, then it will list that you contain ANON-CLI.exe, ANOND.exe, and ANON full node wallet. We need the ANON-CLI, so we type ANON-CLI.exe masternode outputs. It will return an error in our case. Why? Because this is a test wallet that hasn't got any collateral at all being sent to. So obviously we assume, we take for granted that before anything, you generate an address here in the wallet and you will send also the 500 Anon, which is the requirement at the moment. It may increase in time, so please make sure that you check that. And we make sure that it has the collateral. Once it has the collateral, then instead of returning nil, like in our case, it will return a long string of number, which is called a hash number of the transaction ID, and also a little number next to it, which could be 0 or 1. So now we go back to our file that we prepared here, and as you can see, we need to in fact put the transaction ID and the output ID. So let's assume, and meanwhile we close the wallet so we gain a little bit of time. Let's assume, for instance, that it is this long, like this. It's obviously just a bogus. And let's assume that your output ID now is 0, for instance, okay? So now we have the string, the full string that we need to copy like this. Then we edit and copy. Now we go to the data directory that we saw earlier on, because we need the masternode.conf directory, which, remember, is inside here, okay, where we had the Anon bootstrap that we can obviously now also delete because it has been processed already. So we need to open the masternode.conf file, which we have already opened here, and we need to paste that line, which is now complete with the transaction ID and the output that was returned by the Anon CLI.exe masternode outputs command, which we launched. So these, I repeat, are bogus figures for the sake of demonstrating to you, but you will have the proper transaction ID and the output ID. So we save this now, and we are now ready to launch our wallet for just one last time. So now we launch it, and as you can see, it is starting the wallet GUI. We can close this directory here, and we can also close the DOS prompt. And as you can see now, what has changed is that if we go to My Masternodes, you will find an alias, which actually is what we just put in the masternode.conf. If you do have more than one VPS one-click masternode solution by Hosting Studio, you can add extra lines to the masternode.conf, so you don't need to have many local wallets if you have multiple masternodes, like the great majority of our customers have. You just need basically multiple lines with different IP addresses and transaction IDs and output IDs in your masternode.conf. So the last step finally is to highlight this and click on Start Alias. Of course, now the blockchain will reject it because it's bogus data that we have put in the masternode.conf file, and the status of your masternode should change to pre-enabled. Pre-enabled is fine. That's exactly what we want to see. In roughly 30 to 60 minutes, it will change to enabled, which is basically the status of the masternode, healthy, fully functional, and ready to cash in our profit. So this is really all that we need to do. As you can see, it's very, very simple, just a couple of steps on the local wallet and a full setup, fully automated on the Hosting Studio solution offered for you to have your Anon one-click masternode VPS up and running. If you do have any questions, please do get in touch with us through hostingstudio.eu, and we will be very pleased to answer any doubt you might have. And also, if you haven't done it yet, please don't forget to register to subscribe to this channel so that you will never miss any future videos. Click on the subscribe button and also the icon that looks like a bell, so that you will always be notified in the future whenever we will publish any other videos like for this and many other interesting masternode coins that you might want to take a look at in the homepage, at the homepage of hostingstudio.eu. So if you want to multiply your profit, you can also purchase different products for different coins and multiply therefore your profit. Thank you for your attention, and we will see each other again very soon with more videos right on this channel. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your Anon one-click VPS solution by Hosting Studio. Happy profit and goodbye.